This video wasn't even planned. As I was sitting on the train back to the city where I work, away from my wife, I was sitting there and I couldn't help but feel behind financially in life. And it took me some time to work through those feelings. It wasn't the first time I had those feelings, and every single time I've had to work through them and just keep pressing on. But today I guess I want to make a video on this exact feeling financially behind on life. And I want to share two things that has worked for me, and hopefully they will work for you too. But I want to start with why I feel behind. And so almost a year ago, I made a promise to myself. And I think to understand this, I have to tell you, in October 2023, my wife and I had no choice but to live in different cities due to family reasons. And at that time, she was pregnant with our son, who's now 7 months old. But at that time, I thought to myself, I'm going to give myself 1 year to do what? To start a business. I had no idea what I was doing. I just wanted some kind of income online, and I wanted a better life for my wife and myself and our son. And what did I do? So I started making YouTube videos. It took a bit of planning and deliberation, but I started making YouTube videos, I would say, consistently December 2023. And I think starting 2024, I uploaded at least one video a week. And flash forward now to 2024, the only thing that really happened was I make around 40 bucks a month from these videos. Now, yeah, technically it's passive income, but it's 40 bucks, right? And it is a monetized YouTube channel. So I guess my only achievement during this last year was that I monetized the YouTube channel. And to some of you, maybe you're like, oh my gosh, well, that's great news. You monetized a YouTube channel. Like, how many people actually do that, right? I get what you mean, but at the same time, I'm literally, and I understand this stuff and I'm still going through it. So imagine if you don't understand this stuff. So there's this concept in psychology called hedonic adaptation. So we start out with a desire, what we want, and then we work hard. And so for me, it was one video a week. I got monetized, right? Which is like the beginning of a business, right? And I'm supposed to enjoy the benefits, even though 40 bucks, I can't really enjoy 40 bucks, right? YouTube hasn't even paid out yet. And so very quickly, I found myself adapting and desiring more. But then this desire can no longer be satisfied by a video a week, I feel like. And so the idea is that I'm no longer happy, in a sense. I don't know if that's the right word for it. And I kind of just feel behind because there's this another theory actually called the social comparison theory. This is a theory that says we will constantly compare ourselves to other people and basically be envious of them. Now, I myself am in kind of two different groups. This in the teacher group, and I think in terms of teacher, I'm doing well. Like if this was like a line and this was like the average income of teachers, I'm probably here. Yeah, like I make good money as a teacher. I probably make more money as a teacher than most people that teach do. And so I should be feeling great, right? But no, not really, because of hedonic adaptation. I got used to it. And so I'm striving again, right? And so I'm stepping out of this comfort zone and into a different circle. And this is the circle of successful coaches. And so I'm in a community where a coach can make anywhere from 10K a month to 200K a month, which is crazy because I'm not even on the line, right? I'm right here. Even though for sure, like, yeah, I'm making a 6-figure income, right? So great. I'm optimized, right? Cash flow, I'm optimized, right? I'm invested, right? I've got an emergency fund, and I have no debt, right? I have all of these things, but for some reason, the social comparison theory just says, hey, go ahead, feel behind. Because you got used to it. Hedonic adaptation. And so I realized long ago that materialism was not the answer. Because I can't beat biology, right? I want a good life for my family. Yes, I want money for a rainy day and I want to provide them more, but I can't let my life be dictated by the kind of stuff I get access to or can buy, right? And so at the same time, it's weird because at the same time, I want more productive and giving life, but at the same time, I don't want to fall prey to materialism. And so there's this constant wrestling, I feel, between trying to make more money, trying to get a higher return on my investments, right? Building this YouTube channel and pursuing materialism. Because inevitably, if I make more money and I become more successful, I will have access to more stuff, right? It's the same action, like pursuing materialism and becoming a more giving father, right? Gaining the ability to give more to my son and my wife and my family and all that. It's the same path for different motivations, but definitely it's the same path, right? I'm just trying to make more money. I've optimized my finances the best I can, the most reliably I can, and now I'm just trying to build a business, right? To up my income, amplify all the good things that I've been doing with my money. It's the exact same path that anybody who is pursuing materialism would go on, right? It's the path of more money. But the intention is supposed to be different. And the intention is, I want to be more giving. I want to be more kind. I want to bring more joy to my family. But it's a dangerous path to walk on because it is the same path. It's so easy to just mix intentions. Sometimes you're on this path, right? And sometimes if you are led astray on this path, right? If you see someone fly private, or if you see someone going on a vacation that you can't really afford to go on yet, if you see someone live a certain kind of lifestyle, it's just so easy to be like, man, I wish I could be that person. And today that was me. Today I thought about this whole year that I went through, how my only achievement was this $40 a month. And I was like, not only am I not achieving the goal that I want, the social comparison theory even more so leaves me feeling behind, right? Because I'm in this other community, I feel behind, right? Because I'm on this path of becoming more productive and providing more for my family, because this path is the same path as the path of materialism, making more money, sometimes I mix intentions. So it's not a good feeling, right? Especially when I have this, right? 14% of Americans make over 100K. That would put you in the top 0.5%, a random number, but definitely in the top 1% for sure of the world. So there's no reason, right? It's illogical in the grand scheme of things for me to feel behind because I am so ahead. But at the same time, it's perfectly logical because of all of this. And so if you're on the same boat, then I want to share just two things that I do when I feel behind that's worked for me and hopefully can work for you too. And so the first thing is I list out my haves and have-nots. Let me do this in front of you right now in case you're curious about my life, and just because I think it's a good exercise for me to repeat. What do I have? I have a 100K job. I have a rental property. I have 18 months of emergency fund. I have 6-figure stock portfolio. And this is just the money. This is just the finance financial stuff that I have, right? No debt. Might as well list that too, right? That's great. But what else do I have? I have a loving wife. I have a beautiful son. I have family that cares. I work with excellent colleagues. My day job brings me fulfillment because I'm a teacher. And I don't get overtime. I don't have to work overtime that often for my job. So I'll count that as well. And lots of vacations because I'm a teacher. And what else do I have? I have a savings rate. Right now my savings rate is about 50%. I have a healthy body. I have optimism. Not many people have that, right? And so even as I am listing these things, I have faith. Even as I'm listing these things, I'm literally feeling better because I'm grateful. And so my first tip is when you list out what you have, you become super grateful and you'll realize that everything is a reason to be grateful for. Like being alive, being able to breathe, being able to wake up in the morning, having a job, right? Having an income, right? Being able to talk to people, right? Everything is a blessing. And so gratitude is such a good way for me to not feel behind because it makes me realize how far I've come. But I also want to list the have-nots. So what don't I have? I don't have a home. I don't have an owned home because right now I live in accommodation that the school prepared for me. And so it doesn't feel like home. I don't have financial freedom right now, right? Like I still need my job even though I like it. I have no quote unquote successful business, right? And so what I'm doing is I want to build a financial coaching business. And I know I can do this because I did it for me. I optimized my own finances. I automated my cash flows. I have an investment plan in place. I know what it feels like to buy and go through buying a property. I know what it's like to save a lot and spend a lot. And I found the right balance. And I just feel like I can point so many people in the right path financially with the money that they have and they're making. And so that's the business that I want to build. But it's still in the building process, right? And so I think it's mainly this and this one. I want these two things so bad because I want to give my family their dream home. I know it's gonna take time, right? And so this is how I plan to do it. For me, it's literally just these two things. And so my second thing that I do, right? So first thing is listing everything I have and being grateful. Second thing is just listing, I guess, the core things that there are those things that you're like, hey, if I just had this, my life would be so much better. And I feel like this feeling would be gone, even though hedonic adaptation will still be a thing once I have these two things. But I just feel like if I could get ahead, this would be proof that I got ahead. This would be proof that I made it in this phase of my life. And so for me, it's these two things, right? So for you, what is it, right? You want to write that down or at least have a very clear idea of what those things are. And then what do you do? What did I do? I put in the work. I remind myself that I've been putting in the work. I have been making YouTube videos. Yes, I'm not making that much money from my YouTube videos, but hey, the channel's monetized and I am building something, right? And so why does this help? Because this is growth. Instead of pursuing the thing, pursue progress. I think the answer to feeling behind in life, so this is my final answer, is to make meaningful progress gratefully. And when I look back in my life, I have so many things that I'm grateful for. And when I look back in the last few years of my life, I have made so much progress financially, personally, and I should be thankful for that. And I should have peace of mind knowing that as long as I continue being grateful and making progress, I will one day reach my goal. And so will you. If you don't have your money together, well, get help, right? Like, I got help. Get it together. Make progress. You don't have to fix everything today, right now, right? Because that's overwhelming to anyone. But make progress. And be grateful that you have money to optimize in the first place, right? Be grateful you have work, I guess. I am. And so I guess that's every time. That's how I deal with it.